Hello everyone. I am Priya Soni from Government Women Engineering College, Ajmer. This is an industrial training and project presentation on data science and machine learning with Python. These are the training details. Technology learned was data science and machine learning with Python. From company IBM, training duration was from June 2021 to July 2021. Mode of training was online. This was the training certificate. Firstly, I would like to tell you about what is data science. Data science is a study of analyzing and predicting the data. It is a way to analyze the pattern from the data and bring out meaningful insights for business critical decisions. It is a blend of mathematics, statistics, programming, and domain knowledge. Data science is all about present and future. That is finding out the trends based on historical data, which can be useful for making present decisions and finding patterns which can be modeled and can be used for predictions to see what things may look like in future. What is the need to learn data science? As we all know that tons of data is being generated every day. Everything around us collects or generates data. May it be business transactions, social media sites, location based data, sensors, photos, videos, consumer behavior, etc. With the amount of data that is being generated, the evaluation in the field of analytics, data science has turned out to be a necessity for companies to make most out of their data. Companies from all domains, may it be finance, marketing, retail, IT, or bank. Skills that are required to be a data scientist are mathematics and statistics, programming, and domain knowledge. Here, I learned programming in Python. Libraries that I used in Python were NumPy. First is NumPy. It is used for multi-dimensional arrays and matrices. It also provides high-level mathematical functions. Then we have Pandas library. It offers operations for manipulating numerical data series and time series. Then we have Matplotlib library. It is used for plotting numerical data. Application that I used was Jupyter Notebook. It is a web application. These are some applications of data science. It includes security, banking and finance, internet search, recommender system, image processing, speech recognition, gaming, IoT, healthcare, augmented reality, self-driving cars, and etc. Data visualization. It is the first part of data science. It is the presentation of data in graphical format. Here we use Matplotlib library to represent this numerical data in pictorial form. It helps people understand the significance of data by summarizing and presenting huge amount of data in a simple and easy to understand format and helps to communicate information clearly and effectively. Some plots are shown below. This is a histogram, a column chart, and a pie chart. These are some other plots: box plot, scatter plot, heat map, and strip plot. Then the next step is machine learning to train our machine or computer or model. Machine learning is a concept which allows the machine to learn from examples and experience without being explicitly coded or programmed. Instead of writing a huge code, all we have to do is to feed our data into an algorithm, and the algorithm or the machine builds the logic based on the given data. While visiting online shopping websites, we might have noticed that this message: the person who bought this product also bought this, which is combination of products. How are they recommending these combinations of products? They use data science, machine learning. Some other examples of the same are YouTube video recommendation system, Alexa, Siri. All these uses machine learning in their backends. Machine learning is actually a subset of artificial intelligence which focuses mainly on machine learning from their experience and making predictions based on its experiences. It enables our computer or machines to make data driven decisions rather than being explicitly programmed or carrying out certain tasks. These programs are designed in a way that they learn and improve over time when are exposed to the new data. How machine learning works? Machine learning algorithm is first trained using a trained data set to create a model. When new data is introduced to these algorithms, it makes predictions on the basis of the model. The prediction is evaluated for accuracy. If the accuracy is acceptable, the algorithm is deployed. In machine learning, we generally deal with two types of problems, which are regression and classification. The main difference between regression and classification algorithms are that regression algorithm works for continuous values, whereas classification works for classifying discrete values. Difference between continuous value and discrete value is that continuous values are such as price, salary, age. They are not predictable. They can vary at a large pace. Whereas when we talk about discrete values such as male or female, either the person will be male or female. Then we have true and false. Either the statement is true or false. Either the mail is spam or not spam. Either the probability of winning is true or false, is yes or no. These are discrete values, where the output is already decided, either true or false, yes or no. Then we have types of machine learning. There are two types: supervised and unsupervised learning. Firstly, we will talk about supervised learning. It is the one where you can consider the learning is guided by a teacher. We have a data set which acts as a teacher, and its role is to train the model or the machine. Once the model gets trained, it can start predicting or taking decisions when a new data is given to it. There is a predefined target variable in the data set. What do we want to predict is target variable. Linear regression. It is a very commonly used supervised learning machine learning algorithm that predicts continuous value. It works for continuous value. It assumes that there is a linear relationship present between dependent and independent variables. In simple words, It finds best fitted line or plane that describes two or more variables. Mm, One of it examples is medical research. Medical researchers often use linear regression to understand the relationship between drug dosage and blood pressure of a patient. What amount of drug is to be given to a patient. Okay. Then we have logistic regression. It works for discrete values, works for classification problem. It is used to classify elements into two groups by calculating the probability of each element of the set. For example, a logistic regression can be used to predict whether a political candidate will win or lose an election, or whether a high school student will be admitted to a particular college or not. Then we have decision tree. It mostly works for classification problems. It can work for both categorical and continuous input. In this technique, we split the population or sample into two or more homogeneous sets based on most significant splitter. Suppose we have given a data set which has these columns. First one is class, then roll number, gender, male or female, then we have age, and then height. This is a decision tree diagram for the same. The algorithm has first generated root node as gender. It has taken gender for as its root node. Then splitted the data with for male and female. Then the next level node is height. Then further it is splitted as short, medium, and tall. These are the leaf nodes of this diagram. Gender is split into male and female. Then we have taken height as next parameter. Then height can be short, medium, and tall. This diagram, this in this particular problem, the output would be whether the student is going to play cricket in zero period or not. Then we have random forest. Random forest collects or combines hundreds or thousands of decision tree, trains each one on a slightly different set of observations, splitting nodes in each tree considering a limit number of features. Its final prediction is made by averaging the predictions of each individual tree. Here we have seen how decision tree has been generated. There can be n numbers of decision tree that can be generated. For this problem, this is the best fitted tree, but there can be n number of trees generated. We might have taken root node as age or height or class, but there can be a number of possible trees that can be made from any data set. And in random forest, it is a collection of all these possible decision trees, and its output is made by averaging all the predictions of each individual tree. Confusion matrix. It is a parameter. It is a table that is often used to describe the performance of a classification model. When we prepare any classification model, confusion matrix is used to describe the performance of that model. It shows true negatives, true positives, false negative, and false positive. These are predictions. Uh, when the model predicts true, which is true negative, truly negative, then it is termed as TN, then true positive, then we have true negative and sorry, false negative and false positive. This is an example. If there are two possible predicted classes, yes and no. If we are predicting the presence of a disease, for example, yes would mean they have the disease, no would mean they don't have the disease. There are total 165 predictions. 165 patients were being tested for the presence of that disease. Out of these 165 cases, the classifier, this model predicted yes 110 times and no for 55 times. In reality, 105 patients were actually having the disease and 60 patients didn't have that particular disease. Let's move to the table N, which is the total number of cases is 165. Actual no. Actually not positive was 60. Then actual yes, which is actually positive were 105. Predicted no. The model predicted no for 55 patients and predicted yes for 110 patients. Out of which 100 was truly predicted, truly positive, and 10 were false positive predictions. Then, out of 55, 50 were true negative predictions and 5 were false negative predictions. This is a confusion matrix for this particular example. Then, after supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning. In unsupervised learning, the model learns through observation and finds structures in data. Once the model is given a data set, it automatically finds pattern and relationships in the data set by creating clusters in it. The aim is to segregate groups with similar traits and assign them into clusters. What it cannot do is add labels to the clusters, like it can separate all the mangoes from apples, but it cannot label them that this is a group of mangoes and this is the group of apples, but it will separate all mangoes from apples. This is a basic diagram of clustering. It shows there are three groups: red, blue, and green. K-means clustering. It is one of the simplest and popular unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Typically, unsupervised algorithm make inferences from dataset using only input vectors without referring to known or labeled outcomes. The objective of k-means clustering is grouping similar data points together and discover underlying patterns. To achieve this objective, k means look for a fixed number of fixed k number of clusters in the dataset. Here in this, there are two clusters which are separated. Then I was given two projects: Bitcoin price prediction and bank churners, whether the person will get loan from the bank or not. Bitcoin price prediction was a regression model, and then it was bank churners was for classification model. This was the Bitcoin price prediction model. This is the data set you can see here. Here I plotted the relationship between base price and timestamp. See, Then this is another plot. Here in this problem, I applied simple linear regression, and the accuracy I get was 99%. See, then next was Bank Turner's classification model. This is the data for the same. This is a plot used to show the relation between count and gender. This is another count plot. Blue is for existing customer and this is for a tired customer. This is another plot showing relation between count, number of applicants and income category. For this problem, I used logistic regression. This is the confusion matrix for the same. And accuracy I gained by this model was 89%, almost 90. This is classification report. Then I also used random forest classification here. This is the random forest diagram you can see here. These are the decision trees, n number of decision trees. Then this is again matrix over here, and accuracy I gained was 95%. This is the classification report for the same. Thank you.